Hello friends and happy fall. It is officially pumpkin season and today's video is going to include 3 pumpkin recipes that will make you feel warm and cozy on a crisp fall day. I hope this video inspires you to try your hand at some fall recipes that you and your loved ones can enjoy this fall season. The first recipe I'll be showing you today is a sourdough pumpkin muffin with oat streusel topping. I will be using pumpkin puree in all 3 recipes today. You can use canned pumpkin puree, or I will link a video below showing you how I make mine. You will also find a link for the printable version of all 3 recipes as well. I'm starting out by combining 3/4 cups of brown sugar, 2 cups of organic flour, 1 1/4 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. In a separate mixing bowl, I'll be combining 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of sourdough discard, 1/2 cup of melted butter, 1/4 cup of organic maple syrup, and 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Once those are well combined, I'll be adding 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree and 1/4 cup of buttermilk. Here I'm gradually incorporating the dry ingredients from earlier, adding them in 1 cup at a time. Now that the muffin batter is ready, I'll be filling these muffin tins with the mixture. I'm using silicone muffin liners here, but you can use any kind that you prefer. I will leave a link to these below in case anyone's interested. Now that the muffin tins are all filled, I'm going to be moving on to making the oat topping. To do this, I'll be mixing together 1 1/2 cups of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of organic oats, and 2 teaspoons of allspice. Next, I'm mixing in 3/4 cup of melted butter and 2 teaspoons of maple syrup. Then I'm just giving it a little stir before I gradually mix in 1 cup of flour. You'll want to gently crumble this topping over your muffins before you place them in the oven. You'll want to bake them for about 18 to 20 minutes in a 400-degree oven. The next recipe I wanted to share with you today is a homemade sweet and creamy pumpkin rice pudding. I thought it would be fun to put a fall twist on this comforting and nostalgic dessert. The first thing you'll want to do is get a medium saucepan and add together 2.5 cups of whole milk, 1/2 cup of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You'll bring this to a boil and then add 2 cups of cooked rice. Then you'll reduce the heat to low and simmer for 40 minutes. In a medium mixing bowl, whisk together 1 egg and 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Then you're going to want to take 1 cup of the rice mixture and add it into the egg mixture. You'll add this back to the saucepan and cook on low for 5 more minutes. You're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree, and 2 tablespoons of pumpkin pie spice. Stir until well blended. Now you can serve in dessert glasses or store away in a 6-cup Pyrex. The final recipe for today is a savory roasted pumpkin and butternut squash soup. This soup is made with bacon, garlic, and sage, and it is best served on a crisp autumn day with a side of fresh sourdough. I'm starting out here cutting my butternut squash in half and scooping out the center, discarding of the seeds and the inner flesh. Then I'm going to place them upside down on a baking sheet and put them in an oven at 350 degrees for about 40 to 50 minutes. While that's in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and start preparing the rest of the ingredients for the soup, starting off with chopping up some onions and garlic. Once the butternut squash is ready to come out of the oven, I'm just going to set it off to the side to cool for a bit while I start sauteing my garlic and onions. And I'll be doing this until they're soft and translucent, and then pouring them into my saucepan. Next, I'm going to cook up about 8 ounces of bacon till it's nice and crispy, and I will be reserving the bacon grease for later. Once my bacon is done cooking, I'm just going to sit it out to drain a bit and then pour the bacon grease into the original saucepan with my onions and garlic. Let that mix up a bit. And then I'll be adding 2 cups of pumpkin puree and the cooled off butternut squash. I'm just scraping the insides into the bowl. And then I'm going to be pouring all of the rest of that into my soup pot, mixing it up, and then adding 32 ounces of bone broth. Then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, bring to a boil, and then let simmer for 40 minutes. While that's simmering, I'm going to be cutting up the bacon now that it's cooled and adding it into the soup. After about 40 minutes, you're going to use an Immersion Blender to just blend the soup until it's fully pureed. And then you're going to add in 1/2 cup of heavy cream, mix it up, and then you're all ready to serve your soup. Top with a little fresh sage and some pumpkin seeds, and you're good to go. Thank you for watching, friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you all in the next video.